Mewat historically was the region in northwest India between the cities of Delhi, Agra and Jaipur, comprising the modern Indian states of Haryana, Rajasthan and Uttar Pradesh. The boundaries of Mewat were not precisely determined but generally include present Mewat district of Haryana and parts of Alwar, Bharatpur, and Dholpur districts of Rajasthan. The Gazetteer on Gurgaon District 1883–84 says in Tod's Rajasthan, Volume 2, page 76, Mewasso is a name given to the fastnesses in the Aravalli Hills to which tribes like Meos retreat. Pal is, on the same authority, the term for a community of any of the aboriginal mountain races. Its import is a defile valley, fitted for cultivation and defense, and Pal is the term given to the main subdivisions of the Meos. There are various theories about the Meos and their inhabiting the area called Mewat. 1. Mythological origins. Colonel James Skinner illustrated Tashri ul-Aqwam is a part of the collection of the British Library. The text, a summary of the Vedas and Shastras, translated into Persian, is a survey of both Hindu and Muslim occupational groups and religious mendicants in the Delhi region. The book describes the Mewati origin. As per his account, the fallen seaman of the Raja renowned Basu, descendant of the god Brahma and the moon, and a Kshatriya woman impregnates a fish. The fish, in reality, is the courtesan Manika of Indra's court, gives birth to a human child from who descend the Matsyas, the ancestors of the Mewatis. 2. Historical. 1. The Indo-Scythian origin. Citing the Cunningham Report of 1863–64 traces the genealogy of the Meo migration to an Indo-Scythian group settled beyond the Danube that is mentioned by Herodotus. Meds were representatives of the Mandrani who lived beside the Mandras River to the south of the Oxus in Central Asia. They accompanied the forced Jat migration from Oxus to the Indus. Both the Meds and Jats are said to be descendants of Ham, the son of Noah. According to Virgil and Ptolemy, the Meds were present in Punjab around AD 30–40. From Upper Punjab they are said to have moved southwards to Sindh around Minagara and Saurashtra. The Meos could be Mids, a pastoral nomadic migratory group of northwest India between the 7th and 11th centuries. Arab writers make a mention of this group inhabiting Sindh, along with another migratory group called the Jats, when Arabs, under Muhammad bin Qasim, attacked and conquered Sindh in AD 711. One reason that has been given for the aforementioned Arab attack was the frequent Mid and Jat raids on seaports and the effect that had on the maritime trade in the Persian Gulf and the western Indian Ocean. Some scholars accept this version, though doubts remain, considering that the Arabs were expanding their empire and all the preceding caliphs had sent expeditions to prospect the conditions in Sindh. After conquering Sindh, the Arabs enforced discriminatory practices like attacks on non-Muslims, which led to greater hostility being displayed by the Mids. Persian writings of that time clearly show that the Arabs were never able to permanently subjugate the Mids. Arab geographic history works like Chachnama describe the Mids as sailors of the coastal regions of Makran, Sindh and Kathiawar. The argument of Mids being pirates as the reason for the Arab invasion cannot be accepted with certainty, as scholars maintain that there was a close relation between trade and piracy in that era. 3. Historical origin. The Medes. Ahmad quotes historian Herodotus and his work Historia Historica. According to him, around the 6th–7th century BC, the Medes, formerly Aryans, changed the name to Medes when the Colchian woman Medea came from Athens to Aryans. The region Media gets its name from the Medes. The Greek conqueror Alexander occupied Media in 330 BC after defeating the Persian ruler Darius. Alexander then went on to conquer Sind with an army of Medes. Russell describes, in Alexander the Great, how Alexander, upon his return to Macedonia, left an army under his governor Seleucus Nicator to guard the conquered Indian territory of Sind. These Medes settled over the region occupied by the Greeks, particularly the coastal and hilly areas of Sind. Later, it was from here that they offered stiff resistance to the Arab invasion. Meos were displaced from the Doaba by the Rajput clans of Dors, Tamars, Bargujas and Chawanas enumerated in the gazettes of the United Provinces. When the original builders of the North Indian city of Delhi, the Tomar Gurjars, were displaced by the Chawan Gurjars, large swathes of Meo-inhabited areas were taken over by the new Chawan rulers. This area remained lost to the Meos forever. Meo lands in Aligarh, Bulandshahr and Mewat were taken over by the Gurjars, squeezing the Meos towards the Aravalli Mountains. This squeeze was accelerated by the attack of the Turkish invader Muhammad Ghaznavi, and later by the Turks led by Qutb al-Din. Qutb al-Din occupied Delhi after defeating the Chawans, and that sealed the fate of the Meos for all time. There is no written record of and for the Meos, and, as a result, their above-mentioned displacement has been a subject of conjecture among scholars. Maybe this was the reason they were always a problem for Delhi, as from the perspective it was the land which had been occupied, and the usurper was the almighty Delhi Empire. The first documented information on Meos was Minhaj Sirj Jews Janis Tabakar-i Naziri that gives a contemporary account of Balban's policy towards his Meo subjects. Subsequently Zia al-Din Barani's Tariq-i-Firas Shahi, Firashtas Tariq-i-Firashta, Nizam al-Din Ahmad's Tabakar-i Akbari, Jafar bin Ahmad's Tariq-i-Mubarak Shahi, Abdul Qadir Badorni's Muntakab-i-Tawari, Babur's Tuzak-i-Babari all tell how the Meos were constantly viewed as a problem by the Delhi state. Details of Balban's campaign are given in Tabakar-i Naziri written by Minhajuddin Justjani, according to which it was twice that Mewat was raided, first in January 1259 and again in December 1259. The second invasion was more brutal and lasted for 20 days, in which the inhabitants, who were thieves, robbers, and highwaymen, were all slain. A silver tanker was offered for every head, and 2 tankers for every man brought in alive. Thousands were killed, and 250 of the chiefs of the rebels were captured. They were brought to Delhi and presented to the Sultan. Later they were mercilessly killed. Meo and Mewati, the Muslim inhabitants of Mewat region in Rajasthan, are called Meo. Most of the population of Mewat are Meo Muslims. They converted from Jat Hindu under Sufi influence in the 13th century. Meos follow the clan culture of Pals and Gotra like Hindus Kshatriyas. Meos are divided into 13 Pals and 52 Gotras. Even Meo and Jat used to be counted in single column in the census registers during British period. Even after conversion to Islam, they retained the Mahabharata culture by creating Gotras and Pals for marriages and social interaction. They can still trace back the brotherhood and links with Rajputs, Ahyars and Jats in the nearby villages in the region. Meos speak Mewati dialect, a slight variant of the Haryanvi and Rajasthani dialects of Hindi, and live in a tribal culture. The culture and Gotra of Meos is same as Meena tribe in Rajasthan. The majority is uneducated and is currently classed under other backward class. Mewati Gharana is well-known Gharana of Indian classical music. Mirazi singers keep a wonderful tradition of oral history of the Meo patrons. Recent developments. The district is in the national capital region and just 45 kilometers from Delhi Airport. It was carved out from Gurgaon in year 2004. In recent few years, the Delhi-Alwar road passing through Sohna, Nuh and Firozpur Jarka has been upgraded to national highway. An expressway connecting Kundli-Manasar-Palwal Expressway is under construction, which passed through the northern fringe of Mewat. It bypasses Delhi while coming from just north of Delhi by National Highway 1 and connects to NH10, NH248-1, National Highway 2 near Palwal. The Delhi-Alwar Road and district headquarters NUH has witnessed fast-paced development, including setups like government, medical and engineering colleges, ITIS, Polytechnic Institute, model schools, mini-secretariat, police lines and district court and community radio station. On industrial front, Industrial Model Township is being developed by Haryana State Industrial and Infrastructure Development Corporation in Rajasthan. All major district roads connecting towns of Najina, Pinangwan, Punahar and national highways have been widened up to 4 lanes. Haryana Urban Development Authority has proposed to develop residential neighborhoods in NUH, Taurus, Rangala and Pinangwan. A new railway line connecting Delhi Sohna NUH Alwar has been proposed in Union Rail Budget 2013-14. The Haryana government plans to create 2 artificial lakes in the state to recharge groundwater. The first of these lakes, Kotla Lake, would be created over 178 acres in Mewat by reviving a dried lake bed spread across Haryana and Rajasthan.